live from the parking lot of Trader Joe's here in Sacramento, California. Doing something a little different today here. I'm behind the wheel and in the shade while Constance is shopping. We're off to a later start today because my birthday's tomorrow, and we're just relaxing and trying to do treaty things. What we see here is an illustration, figure E, from my book, The Key to Solomon's Key. And what you're looking at here, it says the vessel of brass. Now, yesterday I took a great deal of time. Gee, we had a 45-minute class in another parking lot about an Enochian vision that I had that ended up concerning the concept of the magic lamp, the genie of the magic lamp from 1001 Arabian Nights. And what I had intended to do yesterday was to talk about binding spirits into material objects, or binding spirits into vessels and things like that. And this one says, this is the form of the vessel of brass where King Solomon did shut up evil spirits. And it's got a seal there. And here is a better, if I can do this while balancing it on the steering wheel. There's a better shot of the seal. Now I'm doing it this way because when I turn the camera on myself, everything is reversed. And I don't want you, if you're going to take a screenshot or something of this seal, to have it reversed. Not that I'm superstitious or anything, but I just want you to have a good shot of that. Now, I've only had to, I'm going to turn the camera around, set it up here. Hi there. Okay. I haven't had a great deal of experience using the brass vessel and putting spirits into the vessel and sealing it with that lead seal. But I have, on occasion, felt the need when a spirit that I have evoked with classic Solomonic formalities, that I needed to turn the pressure on. They were being not only disobedient, but the reaction to the ceremonies were just the opposite of what I, told them to do. And so if they get that obstinate, you're more or less obliged to, well, I threatened that I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this. And it was it was a very, very kind of an elaborate thing. I had a small brass vessel that looked sort of like a vase, and I made that particular seal out of solder, lead solder that I melted into a Perrier bottle cap, okay, to make a disc of lead, and then I scratched that symbol into the lead, and I rolled up the spirits. And this is a spirit I've already whipped up, with Solomonic formalities. So I had already done the evocation and everything. It was a charged talisman. And I rolled it up and I put it inside the brass vessel, and I just rested the lead seal on the top. Now, and I set the whole setup on a piece of self-igniting charcoal that already has sparkly stuff. So if you just put a match to it, the whole charcoal goes off. I put it on a self-igniting charcoal disc, and I put that on a bed of match heads that I cut out and laid a nest of match heads, and I put that in a thurible, and on top of the television set. And over the television set, on the aerial and stuff, I perpetually burned sticks of cheap, harsh Indian incense, the type that's so thick and cheap that when the ashes drop, a spark, a coal comes with them, as if at any moment, a slight wind or something would have one of those lit coals drop onto the match heads, igniting the match heads igniting the charcoal warming up the brass bottle till the lid finally gets hot enough to seal the brass on top. And we kept it up for, I know we kept hourly relighting new incense all night one night until the operation succeeded. It's a long story. But anyway, the whole idea of the vessel of bread. Now, I don't believe really in the historicity of King Solomon and all of that. He's legend, and legend is truer than history. But I hold King Solomon as the archetypal human being who's a magician. King Solomon is just the perfect hero for like Masonic legends and things like that. And the building of King Solomon's temple is a perfect metaphor for one's own personal spiritual enlightenment. So I'm no disrespect to Solomon when I say, hey, the guy didn't exist in history, at least not in that form and in the way we think of it. But the idea of Solomon, or the story among magicians, is that King Solomon caught and bound up the 72 spirits that we now consider the spirits of the Goetia. And he put them in a brass bottle and sealed it up and threw it into the Euphrates or something as punishment. Now, whether he did it after they helped him build the temple or not, I don't know. But a fisherman found the brass bottle and unsealed it, and all of the spirits just flew around loose. And according to one story, the key of Solomon that gives the magicians the instructions on how to evoke them was Solomon's way of getting them all back in, one by one. He sort of had to trace them down like escaped Nazi war criminals until they were all back in the bottle. But anyway, this is what it says here, and it's from the second section of the Key to Solomon's Key. This is the form of the secret seal of Solomon, wherewith he did bind and seal up the aforesaid spirits with their legions in the vessel of brass. The seal is to be made by one that is clean both inwardly and outwardly, and that hath not defiled himself by any woman in the space of a month. Well, that might have been my problem right there. Okay, and it says all the cleansing things that you do there. I'm not one for binding any spirits into objects, material objects. I'm all for charging talismans. I'm all for imbuing objects with magical qualities and virtues, okay? But the idea, okay, that there is some objective conscious entity out there that I can somehow enslave and capture and imprison, it just goes against all my just regular human instincts. That my embrace of duality is so loose that I can't really imagine enslaving anything that isn't myself. Okay, I don't know if that's going to... But I'm going to close with this thing from Ask Babylon. Look what I found. I found a flyer from Watkins when I spoke in London. It was just in the book. I'm not sure how it got there. I'm not sure what that year that was. But I digress. Dear Babylon. Okay, I'll skip over the compliments and things like that. I stumbled or was pulled into the occult for the purchase of a haunted ring on eBay. Well, I recognize this may sound cheesy. This ring was the vessel of a demon, which I believe to be genuine. I sent the ring back to the seller, for it was still a bit more than I was ready for. Either way, this sent me down the path of research and studying, looking at and continuing to look at different beliefs and theories regarding occult and the occult and psychology, etc. Then he mentions that in my book, My Life with the Spirits, I mentioned putting the talisman of the spirit Ouroboros in my guitar in an attempt to facilitate a record I was making or something, and that the man that was repairing my guitar accidentally freed it from my guitar, and seemingly for the rest of his life was possessed by horses. It's a long story. You're going to have to read it there. But anyway, but he's talking about the subjectivity or the objectivity of the spirits of the Goetia. And as you probably know, I'm all for everything being objective, but all the objectivity universe is also in my head. So here's my answer back. If you have experience in Solomonic magic, conjuring one or more of the 72 spirits of the Goetia, you already possess the skills necessary to get the summoning part nailed straight away. If you're not familiar with my take on the subject, please read my recently published Key to Solomon's Key, especially the second section. The formula of Solomonic magic can be applied to the conjuration of spirit entities other than the traditional 72 spirits outlined in the text. Indeed, it's possible to summon anything into the magic triangle. Call them thought forms, if you will, but if your mind or the mind of another can create them, they are bona fide spirits. Okay, here's Constance. She's back from shopping already. Hello, dear. Constance is back.
Oh, I'm back too soon.
Okay.
I'll be quiet.
Okay. And I give the example of the exorcism of the girls' school. Several years ago, I was retained to exorcise one of the oldest Catholic girls' school in the country. How that came about is a magic story in itself. It seems the staff, students, and families are being beset by a string of particular horrific tragedies. So many, in fact, that they began to believe it could be nothing less than a case of demonic possession of the school itself. Okay, the idea here, and I'm going to just summarize, is I created a single spirit out of all of the little bummer, tragedy, hideousnesses that were going on in the school's possession. So in other words, there also shit happens, okay, in life, okay, but all sorts of weird, an over assortment of weird shit was happening here. So I wanted to wrap up all the little weird shits and put them into one giant demon that I could evoke by name and then exorcise that one demon and taking care of everybody. It's like one of those Transformer toys where you got 100 little robots that go in to make the body of one giant robot, and then I just take care of that guy. I guess what I'm trying to get across is that there are no limits on how you might go about binding a spirit into an object. As the laziest magicians, I would simply prepare myself to evoke the spirit into the triangle, a la my standard Solomonic operating procedures, but I would also place the object itself in the triangle. When the spirit is trapped in the triangle, it's also trapped in the object, if you want it to be, I guess. Using your own ingenuity, figure out a way to magically or even metaphorically keep the object in the magic triangle until such time as you give it license to depart. But here's the rub. You'll also have to figure out how to keep yourself in the magic circle for the duration of the entire binding period. Does that thought disturb you? It should. But magicians get used to things like that. I hope this has been at least helpful. Anyway, that's my little talk about binding spirits into magical objects, how to do it, and perhaps how to undo it. What do you think, dear?
I just swallow them all whole.
Constance would swallow them all whole.
And you too, if you don't watch out.
Okay. You've got a... I wish I could show him your T-shirt.
I look awful this morning.
You don't look awful.
Trader Joe's is freezing cold.
It's freezing cold. Because I want to see your T-shirt, dear.
Yeah. Is that something new?
Hang on for a second. Wait. Only with your permission, I'll turn this around.
Really. Oh, I don't know where.
You look adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, but when you do that, we can't read the possum thing. There.
Jean-Paul gave me this T-shirt a long time ago. Well, a couple of years ago.
I'm a good kitty, it says.
Yeah.
Aww.
The Cheddar likes possums, too.
All right.
I told him of their virtues. I extolled the extra possum virtues to him that he did not know about.
And what are those?
Well,
remind us, what are the
besides,
possum?
they don't carry rabies or distemper because their body temperature is so low because they are ancient animals. They are the sweetest, most gentlest creature that I've ever known. They are totally for peace. Possums for peace.
Possums for peace.
I think that's to make a good slogan.
That's how we're going to vote this year, I think.
We'll
Yeah.
put possums in this. Yes, and they also are nature's little garbage disposal. They get along with cats and other animals quite well. They pick up everything dead and icky and eat it. I mean, because, you know, they're awesome. Anyway, they're wonderful. But they're very sweet, and they only are defensive when they're backed into a corner and they hiss and they're afraid.
But they don't bite you.
Well, ours didn't, but I don't know about others.
And they're clean if you wash them.
That's what a book said once when I looked it up. They're clean if you wash them. Now, please turn me around.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say goodbye now.
Well, that's it for our visit to Trader Joe's parking lot this morning. And tomorrow is, please keep this a secret.
It's Lon's birthday. He's having kitty treats all day. He wanted kitty treats to eat, so he's having really good quality vegetarian
hot dogs.
with onions and mustard, anything he wants on them, and lovely whole wheat buns. And he's having baked beans of some kind I'll have to wrangle up, and corn on the cob, and potato chips. I mean, this is really gross. What else? Is that enough?
Yeah.
But he's having a healthier. He's having blueberries, and I got him a small amount of smoked salmon from Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
For breakfast, so to make up for the fact that he's having. Anyway, it's his birthday. So he catches up with me.
Yes, we'll both be 76 tomorrow.
He's been lying about it since my birthday. Anyway, he's been saying he is.
Yeah, I try to get used to it for
half a year.
For half a year.
He doesn't like me being ahead of him.
I'm aging faster than you are, my darling. Okay.
Because I move.
Yes, I don't move very much. Lonnie can't exercise below the waist. That was the doctor's orders in 1951.
And now it's Lonnie won't exercise.
Now it's Lonnie won't exercise below the waist. Okay. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself. Did I mention it's my birthday tomorrow? Well, I'll see you on my birthday, July 11th. I take green stamps and...
Lie.
Okay. All right.
Seriously.
Be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
Love is the law, love and do will.
See you tomorrow.